Hey dude, I know you're sad, but did you see they made a trade? The hell happened? Oh. Let's put that back there for now. Hi kids! Victorious puppies! This team is ruining my life. Why do I watch hockey? Stress relief! We can, and we will. We'll get to the trade in a sec. First, the game. Leafs lose 5-0 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. But what about those 2 goals that 5-0 to the Pittsburgh Penguins? They didn't show up until that was the score. What should I call it exactly? Let's go back in time. It's November and the Leafs suck. The Leafs are playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kasimir Kaskisuo is set to play as a goalie in his first career NHL game. His parents are there, everyone's excited. And the team gets mauled! It was like getting attacked by a bear! Running doesn't do anything. They tell you to just kind of lie there, so you do, but it feels like it's not helping. I don't know if the bear thinks I'm dead or he just wants to see if he can make me deader. Reminder, I'm talking about the last time the Leafs played in Pittsburgh, and I took it to 10. Remember? I was screaming, vibrating. You can tell because I was wearing a mustache back then. It was Movember. And here's the thing. I've been doing these videos for a very long time, like I laughed about maniacally last time. This is my 13th season making LFR videos. My first season was 07-08. I picked a very bad time to make a video after every Leafs game. So I'm not going to toot my horn too much, but I understand the ebbs and flows of a season. Oh, you're so reactionary, this and that. Listen, I know I'm yelly, screamy guy, okay? And I can take it to 7, 8s, and 9s very often. But it's very rare I decide to go to a chug 4 beers out of a replica cup 10. That is a once, max twice a season thing. You can't just do that every video. You can't just stay at 10, because then 10 means nothing. So that game they leave Kaskisuo out to dry, I take it to 10. It goes to 10. The next game they lose to Vegas, and I'm completely defeated. I don't know what to say. I just look sad. Then what the Leafs do is they go out and they fire Babcock, and it kind of changes the entire season, right? Gives them a kick in the pants. Fast forward, here we are. They're easily playing their worst hockey of the season. Honestly, they look less motivated now than they did at any point under October or November Babcock. And I already took it to 10. I went there. And the performance against Vegas was better. Remember? They lost, but it was better. They got worse. They got worse. And where do you place the game? Well, the answer, according to everyone I've read, is everywhere. A lot of people focusing on the Nylander crowd, but like Brian Burke went on the radio today and he thought he was the only forward who showed up. You can't win with a team spending this much money up front. Yeah? Alright, here's the Penguins D according to CapFriendly.com. Chris Letang making 7.25, yeah, he's pretty good. Justin Schultz making 5.5, yeah, he's pretty good. He's also making $500,000 more than Morgan Riley. Jack Johnson makes 3.25 and is legitimately horrible. Marcus Pettersson, under $1 million. Juuso Riikola, under $1 million. Zach Trotman, under $1 million. Chad Ruhwedel, under $1 million. Don't tell me that's the Leafs' problem. Their problem is a lack of good players. Back there. And buy-in. And the fact that they don't even look like they like hockey or each other right now. There are many stats about Frederik Andersen over the past little bit, over the past season, that can't be ignored. According to Sean Tierney here, Andersen has now allowed about 15 more goals than expected based on the shots he's faced. Playing like this over the course of a full season would cost Toronto about 4 wins. That's 8 points. That is not making the playoffs and home ice advantage. Here's Sheldon Keefe on what the process is for a team getting its confidence back. Well, it looks like the process that we want to go through is to just get embarrassed enough to the point where we just really look in the mirror and recognize what's required for us to be able to compete at a high level at this stage of the season. A lot of people thought Sheldon Keefe was a little too harsh and he said that the Penguins goaltender was better than ours tonight. Some people thought that was out of line. I don't think he told a single lie. Like, everything else is PR, right? But did he tell a lie? Did he tell a lie? He did not. You know, locker room management, stroking egos, is it the greatest idea to say that publicly? Yeah, no, probably not. But Sheldon Keefe didn't tell a single lie. Jake Muzzin nails it, according to Kevin McGran. We've got to find the urgency, the passion, the love of the game, the love to compete for each other. I don't know why it's not there. Sometimes when we struggled, we want the easy game, and when you play good teams, is not gonna be easy. Like, let's just ask the question. From very clearly a Bruins fan, are the Leafs too soft? Yes. Like, what are we doing here? It's not even soft like, oh, they don't face wash after the whistle. They don't throw a hit. They don't fight. They don't have any pride. If they did, they wouldn't have games like that as often as they do. You're gonna have stinkers. Listen, there's a reason I look the way I do. I go to the gym and then I'm like, I went to the gym. I can have chicken wings. And then I have chicken wings and all of a sudden it's like I didn't go to the gym. That's the Leafs when they win a game. We won, we're taking the next 3 off. Like, look at this. Look at this nonsense. From Jason Strudwick, the Leafs are on the verge of wasting an NHL prime season from Matthews, Nylander, and Marner. NHL fans deserve better. Hashtag free Willie, hashtag free Austin, hashtag free Marner, hashtag free Cece. Do you know what this is in reference to? This is in reference to Leafs Nation being like, oh yeah, McDavid, he's gonna come home. We deserve this. Right now, Edmonton, I believe, is over 500 since McDavid got hurt. Why? Because they don't fold like a cheap suit anymore. Last year, they did. For the final 2 or 3 months of the season, they looked like they wanted to be anywhere but on the ice. They changed their attitude, they changed their mindset, they changed the personnel, but not all that dramatically. They took a step. That was the important thing. They took a step. Where's the Leafs step other than backward? I don't think the Leafs defense is good enough. Their penalty kill is extraordinarily not good enough. But it's not this. For crying out loud, it's not to the point where they don't even look like they have any pride in themselves. So they're not soft in that they don't hit or fight or get in scrums. They're soft in that they do not have the hearts of champions. I look at Sidney Crosby. The Penguins didn't even have Malkin, by the way. It's just a joke. I look at Sidney Crosby. Everyone get a look at Sidney Crosby. No player plays forever. Watch him close. That's greatness. He is greatness. He is what you strive to be. None of them have any of that. Any of it. And okay, is it unfair to compare everybody to the best player on earth? No, it's not fair. Well, he wins. You want to win? There it is. Oh, sorry. Like you know, they give the trophy to the team that wins, right? Like, and part of that means beating people. But how am I supposed to? I don't know. I thought that was your job. I'm getting mad because really not all that much has changed, and they look like garbage. Morgan Riley's out. Okay, yeah, that sucks. That sucks a lot. They were not this bad when they didn't have Morgan Riley at first. Andreas Jansson's out. Andreas Johnsson, who is about to miss the next 6 months, by the way, he's done for the whole season, has been out for most of the season. So it's not that they suck, it's that they suck all of a sudden. And the easy, lazy, partially true answer is the goaltending. It has been atrocious from Freddie. A lot of people think Jack Campbell should be starting Thursday. I don't know. I personally would give Freddie Thursday and Saturday. Thursday is your shot at redemption against the Penguins, and whether you win or lose that, then you have Hockey Night in Canada. It means more. It's against the Carolina Hurricanes. They're another team that's in a dogfight to make the playoffs, and if you can't do it then, we're gonna have to move on. It's a tight season. What about the last 3 years? It's a tight season. What do you want? What are the last 3 years gonna help you make the playoffs now? Do it or don't. It's a business. Cry. But we're in the Ice Surfing studio. It's me, David Amber, and Jason York. Jason York was a defenseman in the NHL for a very long time, and we're looking at all 5 goals and just going, I'm not sure what he was supposed to do. Now, this was the Michael Hutchinson conversation. What are you supposed to do? I don't know. Stop the puck. That's what it is. They're tap-ins. They're tap-ins. And I think Fire Dubas, which was trending last night, is ridiculous. And also, let's stop putting value on things trending on Twitter. It's easy for things to trend on Twitter. Firing Dubas right now is ridiculous. But let's throw this out there. You know he re-signed Martin Marincin 5 weeks ago? This team that has a bottom 10 after last night, maybe a bottom 5 penalty kill in the entire league, has not had a regular NHL center regularly featured on the penalty kill since Per Lindholm, if he even counts. And if he doesn't, then it's been 2 years. What about Frederik Gauthier? Frederik Gauthier's played at least half the season on the wing. What are you talking about? Our #1 center on the PK is Zach Hyman, who is not a center. Marner's taking face-offs. Justin Hall is drowning. Travis Dermott is drowning. Jake Muzzin is on an island by himself. And Rasmus Sandin, as of late, has been doing a lot more sinking than swimming. The poor kid's a kid. He's a teenager. He's supposed to be the savior of the D-Corps. You didn't even bring up Tyson Barrie. They didn't exactly get him for the defensive aspect of the game, now did they? They're putting a focus on getting more out of their bottom 6. There is nothing wrong with that. The goaltending needs to be better. There is nothing but truth to that. But the defense and the penalty kill are abysmal. You're not going to win a thing with it, and it needs to be addressed. I think the trade that they made today is a win, and a win is a win. It just doesn't do enough. What's next? Great. What's next? So I'll leave the question to you. Leave a comment in the comment box down below. What do they do? Like, what do they do? Is it worth it to make the playoffs this season? I mean, once you're in, you're in. Anything can happen. Maybe they'll win. Yeah. Do you think they're going to make it? Should they sell? What's going on here? If they cared half as much as us, they'd be in the President's Trophy conversation. Having said all this, having said, I wish they had this, I wish they had that, at the end of the day, the answer at the moment has to be in the room. It's got to be in the room. You weren't this bad 2 weeks ago. What's going on? What are you going to do to figure it out? Are you going to focus on what it takes to be great? Are you going to leave some... You got some Instagram comments in you there? I mean, you're rich and famous either way, right? Will this group fold or find it? They're in a playoff spot right now. Fold or find it. I really don't know where to go from there. So, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be at the game, probably yelling. Now, the trade. This was the only win the Leafs have had over the last 24 hours. The Leafs trade Mason Marchment to the Florida Panthers in exchange for Denis Malgin. Florida Panthers fans, I'm excited that you get the opportunity. I'm excited that Mason Marchment gets the opportunity to play with the Florida Panthers. So, this kid's in his mid-20s. He's sort of in what do you got territory, and the Leafs didn't give him all that much of a chance to show what he's got. He's big, belligerent, strong. He's become a better skater, although he's still not the strongest one, and he's got a bit of a nose for the net. He's a great minor league scorer, for sure. The Leafs getting Kyle Clifford sort of made it so that it's going to be difficult for Mason Marchment to get into the lineup, especially regularly. So, if that's the sort of player you're looking for, big, belligerent, you got your guy, and I'm excited to see if he can make the NHL as a regular, because he couldn't do it in Toronto. Getting Denis Malgin is very confusing. He's listed as a center. From everything I'm reading, though, it doesn't sound like he'll play center with the Leafs. Maybe he'll get a couple auditions there. Right-handed shot. He's much smaller, but he's also played over 200 NHL games, and he's younger than Mason Marchment at 23 years old. Yeah, he played with Austin Matthews in Switzerland, but that was like half a decade ago. That's window dressing, doesn't matter. What matters is all those things I mentioned, and the fact that he makes $750,000. I'm not sure why the Panthers and Leafs, who are in a dogfight, or rather catfight, LOL, made this deal with each other. Malgin hasn't exactly had a very good season for the Panthers, but he's at least got a lot of NHL experience. I think it's a win for the Leafs. I just don't know if it cures what ails them. I know they want a better bottom 6. We'll see. It's a win. It seems like a win. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. Find it or don't. It's the NHL. There's 31 teams. No one cares. Find it or don't. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends to live your life like you give a damn. And show up to my book tour. Awkward transition from what I'm sure was a very happy video. I mean, listen, if you're not a Leafs fan, it was probably pretty funny.